I want this case closed. I don't want it hanging over me for the rest of my fucking life.
No matter how many times you roll up on me, it don't change shit. I don't know we're famous. Fuck.
What happened to Mr. Breathing and talking and feeling? Got straight about some crack ass he was trying to help. Girl, man. Fuck everybody.
I call shots while your stepping fetched ass run errands, mother.
I'm raising your prices 20%.
You can't just drop an increase on me like that.
Can, and I just did.
Tell me you're ready to work. I'll get you out of here by the end of the day.
You get me out of here by the end of the day, I'll tell you whatever the f you want.
Mole inside the Bureau informs me that both you and Marvin were observed separately meeting with Mr. Marchetti. Well, the FBI is willing to offer you what amounts to be a get-out-of-jail-free card for you to use at any time in exchange for information that could be used to prosecute Mr. Marchetti.
So you what?
What?
Wait a second.
Unique. Ain't no way Unique pulled up to the lawyer crib and asked the lawyer is he messing with Raquel before he took him out. Ain't no way, bruh. Ain't no way in hell he did that. It's bad enough he took the lawyer out, but to pull up to his house and ask him that question before he took him out is crazy. That CTE is really getting to Unique, bruh. That CTE is really getting to him, and at this point, Unique could go. Unique could go. We ain't got time for his crazy antics, bruh. We only 2 episodes into season 4 and Unique already starting to piss me the hell off. Unique already pissed me the hell off, and like I said, we ain't got time for his crazy antics, so at this point, Unique could go. Unique could go. The nigga starting to act like Ronnie ass, bro. Unique is dead ass starting to act like his brother. And we don't got time to be dealing with another crazy ass Mathis. We already just had to deal with Ronnie crazy ass in season 3. That CTE really got Unique wilding the hell out, because the fact that he really thinks Raquel is the problem and she's responsible for all the stuff that didn't happen in his life is crazy. I just find that to be crazy, but it is what it is. All we could do is just hope for the best and hope Unique could come to his senses at some point before season 4 is over with. But in the meantime, what's the deal with it, YouTube? What's good with y'all? What's up with everybody? I go by the name of DC, and in today's video, I'm going to be recapping Power Book 3 Raising Kanan Season 4 Episode 2 and let y'all know how I felt about the episode and give y'all some of my predictions as well going into these next upcoming episodes in Season 4. But before I do that, if this is your first time coming across my channel and you like power content like me, hit that like button to help this video get recommended across the algorithm. Hit the post bell notification button to support the channel and to get updated on all content I post on my channel. And leave your comments and theories down below in the comment section. And y'all let me know how y'all felt about the episode as well. Overall, I enjoyed episode 2 from start to finish. This gave me more of a build-up vibe episode if you ask me, but it still was a great episode at the end of the day. Now, the only thing I didn't enjoy in this episode is the fact that Unique killed the lawyer at the end of the episode. That's the only thing I did not enjoy about this episode. And while I'm mentioning that again, I might as well start this recap off with talking about Unique taking out Andre at the end of the episode. Because in this episode, we saw Raquel meeting up with her lawyer a lot throughout this episode to stay up to date with what was going on with the feds when it came to them investigating Marvin as well as the Howard investigation. And Raquel as well as Marvin found out from their lawyer in this episode that the feds decided to put an end to the task force and close all of their investigations for now. But just because the feds still decide to put an end to their investigations doesn't mean Marvin and Raquel is completely off the hook. Feds still have interest in organized crime, and one of the person that they have interest in is Stefano. The feds is looking to lock Stefano up, and the feds know about both Raquel and Marvin meeting up with Stefano on 2 different occasions. And Raquel's lawyer let that be known to Raquel at the end of the episode when he was having dinner with her, as well as revealing to her that the feds is willing to offer her a get out of jail free card if she could give them any information that could lead to Stefano getting arrested. So as Raquel and her lawyer Andre was saying their goodbyes to each other for the night, Unique was parked across the street following Raquel and watching her from a distance. And as he was doing this, he ended up seeing Raquel and the lawyer hug each other. And the moment he saw that, Unique decided to finally make his first move against Raquel in this episode and took out her lawyer. Like I said earlier in the video, this nigga Unique pulled up to the lawyer's crib, asking the lawyer, is he smashing Raquel? And then he punched him in his face and took him out afterwards. Like, this was crazy as hell for Unique to do, bruh. All because he saw the lawyer and Raquel hugging each other. The lawyer is really dead because he hugged Raquel. If the lawyer didn't hug Raquel, he probably would have still been alive. Or maybe not, because that CTE do got Unique wilding the hell out and he ain't right in the head, so he probably still would have took the lawyer out. But I feel like Unique killed the lawyer out of emotions. That's just me, because with him pulling up to the lawyer crib asking the lawyer, is he sleeping with Raquel, seems like an emotional kill to me. Don't get me wrong, this was smart for Unique to do, because we found out how valuable the lawyer is in this episode. This was a very smart move for Unique to do. But with Unique pulling up to the lawyer crib asking the lawyer, is he smashing Raquel, isn't sitting well with me. It's bad enough that you killed the lawyer and the lawyer has all these connections that he got to help Raquel stay out of jail and avoid getting arrested. And before he does that, he go ask the lawyer, is he sleeping with Raquel? That's just crazy to me, bruh. Like, Unique could have said peekaboo or something, bruh. He did not have to ask the lawyer this. Like, it seems like an emotional kill to me, even though it was a smart thing to do because, like I said, the lawyer is very valuable to Raquel and we found out how valuable the lawyer was to Raquel in this episode. But at the same time, him pulling up to the lawyer's spot asking the lawyer, is he sleeping with Raquel? Is crazy, bruh. That shit is crazy to me. But either way it goes, Unique took out the lawyer in this episode and the lawyer is no longer here with us. And I can't wait to see Rock's reaction when she finds out that her lawyer is dead. Especially due to the simple fact that her lawyer has all these connections that he has to keep her out of jail like that. Like, Unique really messed it up for Raquel in this episode by taking out the lawyer. So Unique taking out the lawyer in this episode really made things more complicated for Raquel moving forward in season 4. Because with Raquel's lawyer being dead, she no longer has an inside man in the police department. She no longer has this type of person that could feed her information about the feds and what's going on with them when it comes to them investigating her and her family. She doesn't got that at all. So with Unique taking out the lawyer in this episode, I do believe things will be more complicated for Raquel moving forward in the remaining of these episodes in season 4. And with Rock no longer having an inside man at the police department, I do believe it's going to be more harder for her to stay one step ahead of the feds moving forward in season 4. But continuing on with Raquel, in this episode, we saw Raquel put the plays in motion for her to level up in the drug game, to become the Connect, after she learned from Quan in this episode that Quan was upping her price by 20%. Because in this episode, Raquel had to have a sit down with Quan before he gave her next re-up. And at this sit down that she had with Quan revealed to Raquel that he was upping her price by 20%, which pissed Raquel off because this came out of nowhere. Raquel was shocked at the fact that Quan was upping up her prices by 20%. And with Quan upping up her prices by 20%, Raquel started to put the plays in motion for her to level up in the drug game and become the Connect and take over Quan's spot. And we know that Marvin found out in this episode that one of the workers that's working at the Golden Pavilion restaurant was stealing him and Raquel's product. And Marvin found this out when he caught the worker stealing product in front of his face. So both Marvin and Raquel was dealing with a lot of stuff in this episode when it came to them dealing with Quan as well as the workers at the Golden Pavilion restaurant. So after this meeting that she had with Quan, she went to go have a conversation with Stefano to see if it was a way that she could take over Quan's spot and become the Connect, instead of dealing with Quan moving forward, especially now that he's upping her prices by 20%. And Stefano told Raquel that it possibly could be a way for her to level up in the drug game and become the Connect by telling Rock if she can make him an offer that's better than the offer that Quan made him, then maybe he could work something out for Raquel to become the Connect. And I definitely believe that's what's going to take place in these next upcoming episodes. I definitely believe Raquel is going to figure out a way to become the Connect and start working with Quan. And I do believe Stefano is going to help Raquel achieve that. But I do believe this is going to lead to Raquel having issues with Quan in these next upcoming episodes of Raising Kanan, especially in episode 3. We know in episode 3, based off the episode 3 trailer, that Raquel is going to be having a conversation with Quan in episode 3. And they could be meeting up to have a conversation with each other about anything. They could be meeting up with each other to have a conversation about Marvin and what Marvin did to the Golden Pavilion worker when he found out that he was stealing from them. They could be having a conversation about that. But with Raquel making this move in episode 2 to try to take over Quan's spot so she could become the Connect, I do believe Raquel and Quan will be having a conversation with each other about that in episode 3. Now moving on to Marvin. In this episode, we saw Uncle Marvin make a huge mistake in this episode and go too far on the side mission that he was on for Stefano and take out one of Stefano's highest earners in this episode. Because in this episode, Stefano tasked Marvin with handling the bookie that's been disrespecting Stefano lately and not trying to pay up the money that he owes to him. So Marvin decided to help out Stefano again in this episode, and he confronted the bookie about this, but things went left. The bookie ended up talking shit to Marvin after Marvin knocked him in the back of the head with a pool stick, telling Marvin that he caused the shots and he ain't nothing but a slave dog to Stefano. And the moment the bookie said this, Marvin shot him 2 times in the chest. And I'm not gonna lie, this was dumb as hell for Marvin to do. This was very dumb on Marvin's end to do, but at the same time, I completely understand why Marvin shot the bookie. The bookie was talking a lot of shit. But Marvin killing the bookie wasn't the smartest thing for him to do, because all this is going to do is potentially cause issues between him and Stefano moving forward. And this might piss off Raquel as well, because like I said earlier in the video, Raquel found out from her lawyer in this episode that Marvin and Stefano is working with each other. So with Marvin killing the bookie, I do believe this is going to cause problems between both him and Stefano, as well as him and Raquel. And let's just hope and pray Uncle Marvin don't get caught up for this, because it do look like Uncle Marvin left a whole lot of fingerprints at that pool hall. I ain't gonna front, Uncle's touching a lot of stuff in that pool hall, and he didn't wipe any of his fingerprints down. So let's just hope and pray this body does not come back on Uncle Marvin, because eventually at some point, one of these bodies is going to come back on Marvin in season 4. I don't see Uncle Marvin getting away with all these murders. Even though I want him to as an Uncle Marvin fan, I don't see this playing out like that. And I do believe eventually at some point before season 4 is over with, one of these bodies will come back on Uncle Marvin, and Uncle Marvin might have to face the consequences and repercussions to his actions. Now, another person that might have to face the consequences and repercussions to their actions is Jukebox, because in this episode, we saw Jukebox return from the army after she decided to go AWOL in this episode. Because while Jukebox was at basic training, Jukebox found out that the army does not allow people in the same sex to be in relationships with each other. And she found this out when she saw one of her roommates being kicked out of the army for having some inappropriate magazines in his dorm room. So after this event that took place, Jukebox decided to go AWOL and leave the army, but before she decided to return to Southside Jamaica, Queens, she had to make a pit stop to Atlanta to visit Aisha at Spelman. And that's what she did. She pulled up on Aisha in this episode, and it seemed like Aisha was happy to see Jukebox at first. But the feelings that Aisha had for Jukebox has changed ever since she started going to college. And she let that be known to Jukebox in this episode when her and Jukebox was kicking in at her dorm room. Aisha told Jukebox she's learning more about herself ever since she started attending college. And right now she needs to be alone to learn more about herself, which Jukebox respected. Jukebox did not have a problem with this at all. But with Aisha revealing this to Jukebox, it's looking like this might have been the last time we saw this storyline take place between Jukebox and Aisha. I don't think we're going to be seeing Aisha moving forward in season 4. I don't think we're going to be seeing Aisha's character anymore moving forward in season 4. I think this is the end of this storyline between Jukebox and Aisha, especially with Aisha being in Spelman. But you never know. Power loves to bring back characters that's not dead, and if they not dead, they could potentially pop back up in the future. So you never know what could take place with Aisha's character moving forward. But with Jukebox on the other hand, I'm definitely expecting her to face some consequences for going AWOL in this episode. I'm definitely expecting that. I don't think Jukebox is going to be able to get away with this. Like, I get it. I understand her reasoning for her leaving the army in this episode because she felt like she couldn't be herself at the army. But at the same time, there's different ways to go about it. And I feel like Jukebox could have went about it a different way. I don't feel like Jukebox should have went AWOL because she possibly could get in trouble for this. Well, I'm expecting her to get in trouble for this. I don't know which episode it's going to take place in, but I do believe before season 4 is over with, this Jukebox army storyline and her going AWOL is going to come back up at some point before season 4 is over with. And I do believe Jukebox will face the consequences of her going AWOL and leaving the army in this episode. Now, in this episode, Kanan found out that Snaps and Pops is going to be owning a piece of his business now after Kanan assumed that he was going to pay back the money that Ronnie owed to Snaps and Pops, and everything was going to be good. Because in this episode, Kanan and Raquel met up with Snaps and Pops at their restaurant to pay back the rest of the money that Ronnie owed to them when they came to them invest the money into Ronnie and Kanan's business. But Snaps and Pops wasn't pleased at the fact that Kanan was paying the same exact amount of money back to them that they gave to Ronnie. They wasn't happy about this at all, and they let it be known to Kanan that they own a piece of his business now moving forward. They told Kanan that they're even on the money that they're invested with Ronnie, but they're not even on their full return, which pissed Kanan off because Kanan thought that he just had to pay back the money that Ronnie borrowed from Snaps and Pops that they invested into Ronnie. He just thought that he had to pay back that amount of money, but that wasn't the case at all, and Snaps and Pops let that be known to Kanan. Kanan was very upset at this to the point where Snaps and Pops had to tell Kanan to chill out and come back a different day to have a conversation with him when he cooled down. Even Raquel had to tell Kanan to chill out, telling Kanan that Snaps and Pops ain't get to where they got to in the game by not catching a lot of bodies. But Kanan wasn't trying to hear what Raquel had to say because Kanan was still upset at the fact that Raquel took out his father, and he's going to have to continue to work with Raquel and continue to get his product from her, which is something that he's really not trying to do, but he really ain't got no choice. Snaps and Pops want their money. So Kanan ain't got no choice but to continue on doing what he's doing. But with Kanan wanting to be his own man and not be known in the streets as Raquel's son, I do believe Kanan will continue to try to branch off on his own and get from under his mom's thumb. I do believe Kanan will continue to pursue that in season 4, but in the meantime, his ass is stuck working with Raquel and he got to continue to get his product from his mama. Now, moving on to Lulu, which is one of the characters who arguably had the best episode in episode 2. We saw Lulu make a connection with B Rilla in this episode and help B Rilla get out of jail when he got out of rehab in this episode. Because Lulu got out of rehab in this episode after being in rehab for about 2 months now. And right after Lulu got out of rehab, he went to go meet up with a record label owner by the name of Mr. Gelford, who was interested in working with Lulu and signing Lulu to his record label. And Mr. Gelford let that be known to Lulu in this episode when he met up with Lulu. But Lulu turned his offer down at first because he just got out of rehab and he got to leave his options open because his next decision is going to be the most important decision that he's going to make, and he let that be known to Mr. Gelford, as well as telling Mr. Gelford that if he does decide to work with him at his record label, then he wants Mr. Gelford to keep B Rilla around because B Rilla is the only artist on the label that has talent. So right after this, Lulu went to go visit B Rilla in jail to have a conversation with him to see where his head is at. And Lulu told B Rilla straight up if he's willing to work and do music with him, he'll get him out of jail by the end of the day. He like, look here, bruh, just tell me that you ready to work and I'll have you out of jail by the end of the day. Like, just let me know what you want to do. And when B Rilla heard this, he took this offer. He like, look, I could tell you whatever you want to hear. Like, if you could get me out of jail by the end of the day, I'll tell you whatever you want to hear. And Lulu kept his word on that because he was able to get B Rilla out of jail by the end of the episode with the help of the family lawyer that Unique decided to take out in this episode with his crazy ass. But B Rilla got out of jail in this episode, and we saw him perform at Lulu and Shirley's club in this episode. And the boy could actually spit. I don't think he's a better artist than Famous, but B Rilla could rap. I gotta give credit when it's due. Your boy B Rilla could spit. And with B Rilla knowing how to spit, I do believe B Rilla and Lulu is going to continue to do more music with each other in the future in season 4. But at the same time, if I'm Lulu, I'm keeping my eyes on B Rilla. It seemed like B Rilla is just too caught up in the streets, and I believe it's going to be something that's just going to drag him back into the street life. And Lulu might get dragged down into this BS as well for trying to help out B Rilla. Because I'm pretty sure Lulu is going to be encouraging B Rilla to stay on the right path and to focus on music. But with B Rilla being a street dude, I don't think it's going to be that easy for B Rilla to stay on the right path and focus on music. And before I end this video, I do gotta talk about Famous because we found out some information about Famous in this episode. And come to find out, Famous has decided to leave town. He skipped town. Ain't nobody seen Famous within the last 2 months. Word on the streets is that the police put a warrant out for Famous arrest. He decided to get low and get out of town, and nobody ain't seen him for the last... He decided to get low and get out of town, and nobody has seen Famous in the last 2 months. So as of now, Famous is nowhere to be found. Famous is somewhere laying low, hiding out, trying to stay off the radar and not be seen. But I do believe Famous is going to pop up at some point before season 4 is over with. I do believe we will see Famous character in one of these future episodes in season 4. And I do believe when we finally see Famous character, I believe that's going to be the episode where Famous gets taken out. Because I believe Famous is getting smoked before season 4 is over with. Even though Famous is nowhere to be found, I do believe we're going to see Famous in season 4. And once we do see him, I believe that's when he's going to get taken out. The moment we see Famous pop up in season 4 is going to be the moment where he gets taken out. But until then, we're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out. But other than that, I ain't got too much else to say about this episode. I enjoyed this episode. Looking forward to seeing episode 3. I can't wait to see episode 3. I will be dropping my episode 3 prediction video in these next upcoming days, so stay on the lookout for that. If you made it to the end of this video and you liked the video that I uploaded and created, make sure to hit that like button to help this video get recommended across the algorithm. Hit the post bell notification button to support the channel and to get updated on all content I post on my channel, and leave any theories and comments down below in the comment section. I'm going to get at y'all later. Much love to y'all. Much love to everybody that's been rocking with me and supporting the channel. I appreciate y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all be safe. And God bless. I'll get at y'all later.